All right, we're ready to go over day one of the Senior at-Home Workout Program. We're going to begin with our warm-up. In today's warm-up, there are 4 exercises. These are going to be exercises that you hold. They're all going to be from the ground, and you're going to do 8-second holds 2 times for each of the exercises. Look out, Freddie. So the first one is going to be a side plank. So you're going to do a side plank where you're going to have your elbow down, and you're going to keep your knee down, and then you're going to push your hips up. Okay, so your knees stay down, elbows down, hips up, squeeze your butt, and keep your, try to use your lat muscle underneath your chest. So here's something that's going to apply for every movement that we do. Anytime you're bearing weight with your upper body, you want your shoulders to think about keeping them back and down. So you don't want your shoulders to shrug up or rotate forward at any point, back and down. So that's the position that you would want to be in when you do that side plank. And also another general thing is to, if you can flex your butt, unless you're bending your waist, if it's any position where you're standing upright or you're kneeling, then you want to flex your butt. Your butt is the center of motion. We try to strengthen your butt muscle as much as we can here. So this is going to work on it right here. The second one is a hip bridge hold. So I'm going to have my back on the ground. I can let my head relax, and then I'm going to push through my heels and try to squeeze my butt and lift my hip. I'm going to hold that position for 8 seconds. And now if you're advanced and you want to try it with one leg, you can do that too, but that's pretty tough. And also for the side plank, if you wanted to go have your feet stacked together and then lift your knee as well as your hip, you can try it that way too. The third one is going to be a hollow hold, as we'll call it. You're going to be on your back. You're going to extend your feet out. Your hands can be down by your waist. And then what you're going to do is you're going to crunch so your shoulders come off the ground, and then lift your leg a little bit. So you want to feel like it's just the small of your back that's on the ground. It's really challenging, just this little bit of motion up to control this. And then flex your legs, and you'll hold that hollow position for 8 seconds. And then the last one is a push-up position hold. Now, if you can do this from the ground, that's awesome. That's outstanding. You'll just come here, you'll extend your knees out, and you'll hold this position. If you can't quite do that, that's okay. What I'd like you to do is to come to your elevated, your seat, and you can do this same thing from your seat. So if your hands are above your feet, you'll take resistance off of your push-up. So then you would go through those one more time for a total of 2 rounds through, 8-second holds for each of those. Now we'll move on to the strength exercises, and today there are going to be 5 exercises, and we'll go through each one 3 times, and you'll do 6 repetitions for each of the exercises. The first one is going to be a step up. So here I'll use my box. Again, this box is a little bit janky. I would rather have a wider base. Safety is very important for your step up. Use the stairs. The stairs are probably the best thing to use. But I'll show you on here. The things to think about when you're climbing up the stairs and you're doing a step up, think about your positioning. You want your hips back. You want your knee to definitely be behind your toe. And see how my shoulders are forward a little bit? I have a forward tilt of my torso. That's going to give me the best position with a lot of strength to do a step up. Now what I wouldn't want to do is to be totally upright and have my knee come forward, because then I'm going to feel a lot of pressure on my knee, and even worse if it caves in. So those 3 things we've got to fix. Knee out, knee back, shoulders forward, and then you can step up. For these ones, you'll alternate legs for each step, just like so. And that's 6 each side. Next one is going to be a band press. So I've got my band wrapped around one side. Now if you had, well, I'll show you how to do this one. I'm going to do a one-legged version, or one-arm version. So here I'm going to have a split stance. You can see my opposite leg, so if I'm pressing with my right arm, my left leg is forward, and my right leg is back. And then from here, I'm going to keep my shoulders back and down, and I'll press the band straight out. Press it straight out. Now if I had an open looped band, you know, the ones with the handles on either side, which I recommend you guys get, I could do the band press with two arms at the same time. So I would just like wrap it around the pole behind me, and then I would step through. Another thing though on these bands, don't stretch them too far. Obviously, you don't want to overstretch your band and have it collapse on you. It doesn't feel very good. But that won't happen. You guys are smart. The third one is our seat squats. So I'll come over to my seat, and I'm just gonna sit down on the seat and then stand back up. So start with a higher. I could put a pillow on this to make it a little bit higher if I wasn't comfortable going down this low. But I'll start from here, and the technique is just the same either way you go. Have your feet slightly wider than your hips, and then you're going to push your butt back, reach your butt back, and your knees, see how my knees stay outside? I don't want them to collapse in. My knees stay outside, and they're also staying back behind my feet, just like on the step up. And I sit down, and then I stand up the same exact way. You can watch from the side profile. I'm really reaching my butt back for the seat. And if that starts to get really easy, you can just go to a lower box. And if you don't need the box anymore and you can go really low, then that's great. 6 of those. Then I got band triceps, which the one setup I don't really have is an overhead band attachment. So I can't really show this very well. But what I want to do, let's imagine I have the band up high, pulled up on something high above my head. What I would do is I would take the band in my hands, and then I would just press down in this motion here. So you can see my elbow stays right in place, and I would just be working to pull the band down by squeezing my upper arm. But also my abs will be working during that exercise. So do 6 of those, and then the last one are going to be resisted lateral steps. So I can use my band from down at a low position. I'm just going to hold it right in my hand like this, and I take a 90-degree turn from the point of attachment, and then all I do is I'm going to step out together and back together. Out together, back together. I would just do 6 of these steps each side. It gives you a little bit of resistance. You have to work your core to keep from having the band pull you back, and you're also working the outside of your hips. To make it a little harder, you can have the band extended out from your body and do it that way. That'll work your abs too.